Netherlands. Where are you joining me from? I'd love to know. Pop it in the chat box. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Make yourself at home. If you're joining me live, welcome. If you're joining me on the replay, I'd love it if you could hashtag replay. If you're joining me live, hashtag live. Pop it in the comments, and I would love to reply to any comments that you have as we go throughout this video. If you haven't already, grab a pen and notebook. Those of you who show up on these lives every week, you know that I love to give lots and lots of great value and content. So grab a pen and notebook so you can make some notes. Welcome those of you who are on live. Hello, thank you for joining. So in this video, I'm going to go through how to identify your next level of entrepreneurial courage and go through the 7 stages of the entrepreneurial courage journey. I shared this recently at my workshop on the weekend, and it was just super powerful for people to see where they're at in the journey and look at what is the next level, because you know that being in business requires courage, right? We know that. So sometimes I feel like because we're already pushing our comfort zone, we're already taking bold action and being courageous, we can kind of get settled because we've come up a level, you know, we've overcome some hard stuff. All of us are at different points along our entrepreneurial journey, but wherever you're at, of course, there's a next level for you in terms of your courage, not just necessarily jumping from here all the way to here, but going, okay, what's next step, next step, next step? Because if we do it too fast, if we try and jump from here over to here, it can be too overwhelming for us. Our brain can get this negative experience where it thinks, oh my gosh, I'm never doing that again, that was awful. You know, like maybe you've never ever recorded any videos before, and then you just hit live and you haven't prepared properly and you stuff it up and you just have this negative feeling about going live, as opposed to kind of building yourself into it a little bit. So there's some people that just say, get a camera in your face and don't think about it and just go for it. But that's not always the best advice for everyone. We want to make sure that the first time you experience something, it's not going to be perfect, of course, but your brain associates positivity with it because it wasn't a total disaster. And so we can kind of work our way along the courage journey by taking consistent action. Sometimes we avoid taking action because we think we have to do this really big, scary thing, and that's not the case. So I'm going to go through the 7 stages now, and I want you to identify where you're at. They're not necessarily in order, but what I've found is that most people are somewhere along this journey, and this is the order for the majority of people. Hello Leanne, hello Jeanette, good to see you on here. So number 1 is having the courage to commit to your goals. And so when you start out as a business owner, you need to set goals, you need to have a vision, you need to know why you're doing what you're doing and exactly what you want to achieve. Now, sometimes it takes courage to actually share your goals publicly. It can be scary to tell people about it. You can fear, oh, what are they going to say? Who do I think I am? You know, just sharing what you want to achieve with people can be a little bit of a scary thing. So that requires courage. That's the first stage, is committing to your goals. Number 2 is the courage to decide your niche. Now this is a big one because it actually takes courage to say, I'm going to work with this group of people and I'm going to feel the FOMO and do it anyway. Hashtag feel the FOMO and do it anyway. So when we're niching, which is so essential in business, where we choose a group of people that we market to, it doesn't mean that you don't ever work with anyone besides those people, but when it comes to your marketing message, we are speaking directly to your niche. And a lot of people go really way too broad with their niche. And I gave some examples of this in my recent workshop, where a broad niche is something like, I help people to overcome their limiting beliefs and break through their mindset blocks in order to be the best version of themselves. Or I help people to overcome negative emotions and get on purpose in order to live the life of their dreams, or to live their potential. That kind of language It's beautiful, but it's also very vague and very general, and that's what a lot of us are talking about. That's what a lot of us do as coaches. So if you're a coach, consultant, or some kind of subject matter expert, it's really important that you get micro niche. And a micro niche usually involves excluding some people. And that's what marketing's about. It's about attracting and repelling. Attracting the people you want to work with and repelling the ones you don't. But a lot of people are so scared of repelling because they don't want to get any of these ones. They don't want to get anyone going, oh, you won't work with me, or oh, you're exclusive, or oh, I don't relate to you because, you know, that's not your ideal client. So that requires courage. So number 2 is decide your niche. Number 3, once you've decided that, then and only then do you really start needing to write directly to this niche, to this ideal client that you've decided on. So number 3 is to write your truth. And this is putting out a website, writing your bios on social media, writing your social media posts, writing blogs. All of this takes courage because it means that you're stepping out there, you're becoming visible, people see you, people might judge you, and it's really risking that judgment. So writing up all that stuff, you know, writing about yourself, writing your story, all of that stuff, people procrastinate on it and they use the excuse of, oh, I'm not good at technology, or I'm not a good writer, or all of that type of stuff. When in actual fact, I want you to know that it's not always easy to write that stuff. It can be quite emotional, and people underestimate just the courage that it takes to write that stuff, to put up your about page on your Facebook page. So I know people that have put that stuff off for so long, you know, putting their website out there, putting the Facebook business page out there, putting a profile up on, you know, Instagram, a really micro niche type profile, like I help this type of person achieve this result, as opposed to I'm a business coach, or I'm a health coach, or I'm a relationship coach. All those things are very general, and you're competing with way too many people. So it takes courage to write your truth. And maybe you're at that stage now where you need to write more, like launch your website, launch your Facebook page, and tell the world what you're doing. But maybe you've already written your truth and you feel pretty comfortable. You're posting blogs, posting content, posting maybe some social media blog posts. But number 4 is that you need to now speak your truth. So that's that next level of courage. Speaking means getting behind the camera or getting out there and doing a live event. So there's 4 stages in this speaking your truth. The first one is doing recorded videos. So you record the video, you maybe edit the heck out of it, and then you post it up later. It's not live. And this is what I did for years. I totally avoided Facebook Live when it first came out because I was like, oh no, I can't edit the heck out of it. I can't take out all my ums and ahs and stuttering and stammering if I get things wrong. I don't know who's going to jump on live. You know, there's that extra level of, this is real, you know, real life people are watching me. So maybe you've done recorded videos and your next step in your courage journey is Facebook Lives. Maybe you've been doing Facebook Lives, but your next step is actually to run a webinar, or to run a 5-day challenge, or to start recording videos for an online course. Or maybe it's to actually run a free workshop, a free meetup event. And if you're already doing that, maybe your next step is to run a full-day workshop. So somewhere in that spectrum of everything you could be to speak your truth, you're sitting. If you're already running free 1-day workshops, let's keep going. Your next step is probably running a 2-day workshop. And if you're already running 2 days, you're probably going to go to 3, 4, 5, a retreat. So there's that journey. So you're sitting somewhere in there. So number 4 is speaking your truth. Where are you at in that speaking your truth journey, and what's your next step? I just want to welcome those of you who have joined me. Hello, Rianne. Hello, David. How you doing? Hi, George. Good to see you on here. Thanks for joining me live. I'd love to know where you're joining me from. If you could pop it in the comments, it would be super cool. I love connecting with you and knowing where you're from. So just pop that in the comments. If you're watching live, I'd love it if you could pop hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, pop hashtag replay in the comments. It just helps with engagement. It helps Facebook to know that this video, you're getting value from it. You know, I show up here every week and give you lots of free value, so that's just that little tiny way that you can repay me if you feel comfortable. All right, so we've got commit to your goals, number 1. Number 2, decide your niche. That requires a level of commitment. Number 3 is writing your truth. So your bios, your website, your social media posts, your blogs. Number 4 is speaking your truth, whether that's pre-recorded videos, Facebook Live, webinars, free events, paid events. Number 5 is inviting people to opt into a freebie. So that requires courage to actually not only turn up on video, but actually have a call to action and say, hey, if you like this, jump on this link, take them over to a landing page, they opt in, give you their email address, and they go into your email database for you to continue to nurture and provide value for them. So that's the next level of courage, is actually asking someone to do something. So rather than you just showing up and having a one-way conversation, you're actually asking for a call to action, or you're asking for some engagement. That's that next level of courage. Number 6 is ask people to buy. So you might have done all of those things. You're cruising through your business. You've got all those things in place. You know your goals. You know your niche. You've been out there posting. You've done some live videos, and you've invited people to join you for maybe a free webinar or download your freebie. Now, and you might have asked them to do some free sessions with you. But now it's actually time to ask people to buy, to actually change financial, you know what I mean, for finances to change hands. So that is a new level of courage. And I've got clients that have been in that level for a while. They've been doing free sessions, practicing coaching with their friends and family, but now the next level for them is to actually get paid for their services. That requires courage. And number 7, once you've done that, you're consistently giving value, giving free value, inviting people to free things, and then you've now got paid people paying you for your services, regularly getting the cash flow in, you're making a profit, all is good. The next step of courage, number 7, is to keep showing up well consistently. To keep showing up well consistently, because sometimes what happens is once we've got a lot of clients, and I've seen this happen many times before when I was a personal trainer, you get to a point where you're so booked out, and then it's really challenging to keep showing up really well consistently. So sometimes you can kind of take your foot off the accelerator a little bit because you've already got lots of clients, you're doing well financially, and you want to make sure that you really continue to delight and nurture your existing customers and clients. It's super important. It requires courage because you've got to keep showing up whether you feel like it or not. So every stage of this entrepreneur's courage journey requires a new level of capacity, of you pushing your limit, of growing. And so you'll know where you're at, but I want you to think about, what is your next level of courage that's required? What is your next level? Hello, Claire. So I'm going to recap. Number 1, the courage to commit to your goals. Number 2, the courage to decide your niche. Even if you feel like you've got lots and lots of people to help, you want to pick a niche for at least 3 months and just focus on helping people solve that one problem. It doesn't mean you never help anyone else, but in your marketing message, you're helping that one person. You commit to deciding that. That takes courage. Number 3, writing your truth. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, captions, mini blogs, blog posts, writing your website. Number 4, speaking your truth. Pre-recorded videos, live videos, webinars, free workshops, paid workshops. Where do you sit in that spectrum, in that journey? Number 5, inviting people to opt into a freebie. For some of you, that is your next step. You've done the other stuff. You've done a lot of great organic posting, organic content, and now you need to get people onto your email list. Number 6 is asking people to buy. That is where you're really in business. A lot of people are playing down this other end of the spectrum where they're just showing up and doing organic content, but people aren't paying them yet. You'll know if that's that next level for you. And then number 7 is to keep showing up well consistently. So I'd love it if you could post in the comments what's something that you would love to commit to, or what's one action step that you'd love to take, or one next step for you. Maybe something you've been avoiding, or you've done the odd Facebook Live, but you need to consistently commit. And I don't want it to feel really scary, like you've got to commit to something straight away right now, but what's kind of come up for you based on everything that I've shared. It really does help the algorithm if you can just pop a comment in there, and I just really love to hear from you and help you however I can. If you also want some help in taking those next steps in your business, if you want to know how to attract new clients, and if you want a blueprint for what's working best in terms of attracting and signing up your ideal clients in 2020, a game plan, I'm going to be sharing my proven 7-step client attraction formula for free. For the very first time, I'm doing a full day for free, and it's in Sydney. It's happening on Saturday the 29th of Feb. So if you're in Sydney and you're free on the 29th of Feb, you don't want to miss it. I'm going to be covering the best tips and tricks and tools that I've used to grow my business in the last, I've been running businesses since 2003. I've been attracting clients for the last 17 years. I've helped so many people to grow their businesses, and I'm going to be sharing the best of the best, the things that I've learned from some of the best teachers in the world on business, and you get to show up and receive it all for free. So it's going to be massive value. I'll pop the details in the comments now, and you can check it out there. And thank you for joining me live. If you've joined the replay, then write a comment, give me a hashtag replay, and I'm going to sign off now. So thank you for joining. Sorry I missed saying hello to some of you. But yeah, drop me some love, drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I personally reply to every comment, and I hope that's been really helpful. So what stage are you at in the Entrepreneurial Courage journey, and what is your next step? Remember, this is just nice information if you don't take any action on it. So have a think about what is one action step that you can take from what you heard on this video. In the meantime, have a beautiful, beautiful evening, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.